So, do you have any homework today that you need my help for?
Yes, I do. Today we talked all about the number system. I understood most of it. Like natural numbers, they're all positive incomplete numbers, like 1, 2, 3, and so on. Whole numbers are all the natural numbers, but this time they include 0. Integers are everything I just said, plus negatives. Rationals are fractions or numbers with decimals that repeat, and repeat, and repeat. Irrational numbers are decimals that do not end and don't repeat like pi. Real numbers are everything I just talked about, and complex numbers are radicals with negative numbers underneath the square root sign. There. Then we get even more in depth with the complex numbers, and that's where I got lost. I don't understand the concept of the i's. It's so confusing.
Okay, so all you gotta know is that the i's are not real numbers, they're imaginary numbers, which are I and I squared. Another thing you need to know is that I will always equal to the square root of -1, and I squared will always equal to -1.
Oh.
Do you get it?
Sort of. But what about the fraction thing? You know, when the I is in a fraction?
There are two ways to do it.
So, I understand the first one. When there's only one term, 1 over 4i, and you have to multiply both the bottom and the top number by I, so it'll equal to 4i squared, right? Which equals to 4 times -1, because, that's I. So, I squared, I meant, which equals to I over -4. It's just like the conjugate that I just don't get.
Okay, so the conjugate is, for example, you have, instead of 1 over 4i, it would be 3 over 2 minus 4i, so it would be 2 terms instead of 1. And then the conjugate would be multiplying it by, the conjugate of this one would be 2 plus 4i, and then you times it both the bottom and the top part, and the conjugate is when it's the opposite of the other one, because I'll show you why later on.
Okay.
And you have to multiply the bottom and the denominator by it, because it's like multiplying it by 1, so it's not really changing the fraction itself.
That makes sense.
Okay, so that would equal to 6 plus 12i over 4 plus 8i minus 8i plus 16i squared. So if we had to simplify that, that would equal to 6 plus 12i over 4, and then the 8 i's would cancel out, so it would be just plus 6i squared.
Oh, so technically it's just like the difference of squares?
Yeah. And then you'd have to simplify that again, so it would be 6 plus 12i over 4 plus 16 times -1, because I squared equals -1. So it would be 6 plus 12i over 4 minus 16, which is 6 plus 12i over -12.
Oh, okay. I totally get it now. Thanks, Kharyza.
No problem, Dani. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.